So Chandra, you could introduce BRIDG360 in short, and then probably then Mario can ask some questions and how we can collaborate. Yeah.
US higher education, how and taking them through the various steps, hand holding the students and letting them know that it is not that difficult to come to US and what are the various methods you can do, how you can get admission to the universities, and how we can assist them in getting scholarships and all, be it for an undergrad or a grad or a PhD level student. So this information we are trying to give to the students and the colleges all across the globe, and that is what DrTPS is also assisting me in. And and we are trying to empower the new generation. At the same time, we want to give that particular facility for middle income families. India, I'm from India. But the rich people, they do have a mechanism of coming to US and getting to big universities and all that thing. But we want to make this feature available for middle income families, be it in India, Nepal, Gulf, or say for instance Philippines or wherever. So that's what we are doing, and it's all a free service we are doing, like a social entrepreneurship initiative from our side, BRIDG360. And DrTPS is one of our advisors in this journey, where we are giving lots of seminars with collaborating with US universities. So I have connections with 4 or 5 good universities, very small, good universities, almost 100 years into existence, all public state universities. And I'm based out of Texas, and that's what I thought. We will spread this news to you, to the Philippines, and we can do many collaborations with this US universities also if there is an interest. So I do not know what plans you have for the Philippines, because I did have a lot of Philippines friend when I was in Saudi Arabia, because at that time I know the cultural things and all happening in Philippines and the monetary things. I'm a little aware, but not fully. But I would say that is about BRIDG360. So I would like to associate with your organizations and spread the word.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing some information about your activities in the US, and I'm very happy to see you through DrTPS. And I am a founder of an academy here in the Philippines. I am a principal, of an international school in the Philippines, and I'm also connected with different universities. So I am the founder, CEO of BRIDG Philippines. It's an academy for training teachers, professionals, and also linked with different universities outside the Philippines, wherein we conduct also international diploma for those who finished a degree already, and also linked with universities in terms of graduate school program. Yeah. We are very busy conducting research conferences every month, and we go to different countries as a host. And I'm very lucky to have, of course, DrTPS as well as our facilitators and also lecturers in our international diploma. So, yes, the Filipinos are very, very interested to have a degree, especially coming from the US. Okay, you know that. Because I know, yeah. US is a great ally of the Philippines. Okay, because we were once colonized. As our government. That's the reason why English is our second language, as influenced by the Americans. So when we say you get a US degree, well, everyone would jump into the bandwagon of, is that number one, affordable? Number two, is that being recognized by the country? And number three, how do we get the program? Is it through online or physical, maybe attendance in the university? So I think what we could do is to really conduct massive programs, since it's the end of the academic year in our country, and come September, that would be the opening, and how fast a student could get an enrollment in a prescribed or probably in the undergrad, and what are the programs offered in the undergraduate level, how much would they pay, stuff and so on. So what we can do is to conduct orientation to would-be students, okay, and explain the pros and cons, or maybe in and out, the nitty-gritty of this particular program. And your 360 company and our Lead Philippines would also be benefited in this kind of program. If you would want, then we could conduct the program here in the Philippines, okay, with some foreign instructors, or will they be physically present in the US? And I think I would get more info from you on how we do it about it.
Definitely. I can answer all these questions. Whatever query you have regarding US education, the cost-wise, and what are the various programs you can have, and is it online, and all those options we can discuss as per the time availability. And as you said, we can organize some webinars, and all the industry students we can have hundreds of people, thousands of people attending the event if there is a need. We can customize it to the needs you want to have. If you want to understand about the cost and all, very briefly, I can give that right now itself, or we can have a webinar and talk about it in detail. I'll leave it to you. And the time frame of coming to US, it's a rolling, we call it here like a rolling admissions. There are two main admissions are there. One is spring, which normally happens in January of each year, the first week of January. And the next is fall, which happens in August of each year, August 1st and 2nd week. Depends on the university a little bit outside. So anytime you can enter. And normally the admission process can take up to 5-6 months, because 2-3 things have to fall in place. One is they need to have English as a foreign language test, which I am sure they are not, for Philippines there will not be an issue, because people all learn English, so it should not be much of an issue for IELTS or TOEFL or something like that to take. That is one thing. And the second one is the transcript evaluation they call, comparing your degree or whatever course you have taken and matching it to equivalent course in US, and then that evaluation agency saying, this guy is good for being considered and this is his level. That's how the university, of course, is going to give the admission. That is the second. And the third one is the financial documentation that is needed. And the financial documentation, when I say, as you know, the US have vast range of fees, tuition fees. We are going to a level almost at the bare bottom of the ladder, I would say. Not in terms of the credibility of the institution and all, because the institutions we work are like 100-year-old universities, the state-run universities. So the credibility and all is very good. There's no issue. But the name may not be very prominent outside. Say, like if you want to go to an Ivy League school, you might be paying a tuition fees of maybe $70,000-$80,000 you might be paying, plus the living expense and all, which is too huge for an Indian or somebody from the Philippines to even think of. Whereas the universities, mid-level universities, which we work with, BRIDG360 and DrTPS, we all work with this, something like almost maybe even 25% of that rate. So bottom line, I would say the tuition fees should come something like $20,000 for a year. I'm assuming this is for a post-graduation. I'm just citing the instance for a post-graduation. Okay, $20,000 plus the living expense, which will include the hostel fees, the food, 3 times unlimited food in the continental food, plus medical insurance, plus books, etc., etc. It will be around $9,000. Again, it depends on the city and all. But that is so 20 in the first and 9, maybe around $30,000. But that is under the assumption there is no scholarship. But when we are recommending through BRIDG360, we get a 90% chance of the students getting a scholarship, which dramatically reduces the fees from $20,000 to $10,000. Okay, so basically we can sort of assure 90% good students who are recommended even for undergraduate study or graduate school study will get a scholarship. So bottom line is tuition fees is going to come to $10,000, which is plus that $9,000 around for the living expense. So around $19,000 if you have, it will take care of the tuition fee, living expense, boarding expense, medical insurance, everything included for a student for 1 year. So if you're studying for master's, 2-year degree means it will be accordingly. And for getting admission, they have to show that somebody is able to sponsor them with this amount. It can be multiple sponsors. It need not be one sponsor. It can be a joint sponsor, say like an uncle or somebody of the student, father plus the aunt or somebody like that, or else even a friend should have that much money shown. And that money shown need be there only till the visa is stamped. And once the visa is stamped, that money can be taken out and used for any purpose you need. But the student here will need that money. It can be spent in 3 installments. They don't need that particular money. They say around this 19,000 or so US dollars need not be. They don't have to deposit here or nothing like that. You come here, they get the admission, they go to the visa, they stamp the visa, come to US, and at the time they have to put the fees for the different semesters. They can request the university to give them installments. So they'll get 3 installments they will get. So 1/3 of this amount at that time has to be put. So that is how it basically happens. And then another major question people ask is what all you can study. That is, it's like a vast ocean. Some of the colleges which we deal with, me and DrTPS had a talk with one of the university in Dallas, Texas. There are 100+ majors. So it is the imagination of the student to select what he wants to go and study. And the trending technologies here, which will assure them an excellent job and of course all the benefits that come with the job, along with a possibility for stay back, because it is not just the job. You want somebody to sponsor you, because after your education is over, when you study a science, technology, engineering, mathematics related subject, you get an option to stay back 3 years in US. So first you come and let's say somebody who has done undergrad from Philippines, he wants to come here and do a master's in something. So he has to study 2 years. So he comes here on F1 visa. So that will be for him to study. And once he finishes the study, he can stay back 3 years with they call it OPT, optional practical training visa. So that is 3 years. So 2 + 3, 5 years, he got an option. In this 3 years, he will get an employer who wants to hire him as an employee. Earlier one is just a job. The other one is somebody has to sponsor him for an H1B visa. So when an employer takes him, employer is going to look mainly at one thing, whether is this guy continuously employable, because the employer wants to make money out of the employee. So that is why I'm emphasizing on the trending technology, the areas of study where there are a lot of job opportunities here. So like computer and artificial intelligence, robotics and stuff like that, energy management and stuff like that. Then once an employer picks him up, he gets H1B for 3 years, then another extension for 3 years. So altogether, something like 11 years he'll be able to stay here. By the time his green card will be almost in the process and he becomes part of the US system. So this is in a nutshell about the whole thing. And one more thing, let me tell you before you can open out your questions. Now what does this guy makes here? after he comes and gets a trending job or something. The minimum salary that has to be paid for an H-1B employee, the initial salary is around $65,000 to $70,000. Okay, so I said the expense this guy has to incur is around $20,000, 1 year study. So 2 years he has to spend 40,000 around he'll be spending. So the third year when he gets a job, the minimum salary he can expect is around $70,000. That is just the beginning of the ladder. Like trending, like cybersecurity. We have a college that has a good cybersecurity, and cybersecurity, the median salary is around $98,000, around $100,000. That is the median salary, and it goes up like that. So that is what, in a nutshell, about your concern, your query. What else you need to know?
Yeah, another thing, Professor Mario. Unlike any other country where you go for education, while studying, US will not permit you to work.
Yeah.
The chance of getting a internally to the university, you can have some assignments and get paid a little bit, but the chance is too less.
Yeah, that's great, because I also have done something for UK before, especially for caregivers, nurses, and doctors who would try to get another program in UK. So they would serve as caregivers. So they call it the Earn and Learn scheme in UK, but they stopped already.
Yeah.
Because of some problems. But I usually take care of the IELTS program of these doctors, because I train. We have a company that trains people for the IELTS. Because they need to pass at least 6.5 or 7.
6.5, around 6.5 band they need to get here.
Yeah, but for speaking, reading, writing, and listening. And we have sent a lot of students there, but the problem sometimes is that they don't want to go back to the Philippines anymore. So they overstay, because of the particular scheme, they pay something for tuition fee, but they work as part of the OJT, so they spend 40 hours.
Yeah, in almost every country like Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere you can work while you study and make money. But I think the US government is very specific on that one. While studying, you cannot go outside and work, because they want the students to study and focus on the study. But there is one caveat though. If the student is very good, and if we demonstrate it to the university in the first semester and all, he has an option to get work as a teaching assistant inside the department itself, which is a paying job. It's like it will take care of almost all his tuition fee. 90% of his tuition fee they'll take care. But that there is no guarantee that the student will be getting assistantship. It depends on the availability, because they'll be doing some teaching and stuff like that inside the various departments. They not be in the same department. You come, it can be in a different department. One more specific thing about US is about the flexibility of the program. They don't brand you like you are a civil engineer or you are a humanities guy. You cannot study computer science. There's nothing like that. It's very flexible. Whatever you want to study, you can choose. And if there is any gap, they analyze your difference in the graduation level, and they'll say, okay, you take a prerequisite and then you study. So they give the admission, the first 1 or 2 courses you'll have to study. Say, for instance, now in the one university, we have cybersecurity, and the person has come from Nigeria who was a bank manager, and he understood that cybersecurity is going to be an in thing, so he decided to apply and told this case, I'm in the bank and I want to do this. And he does not know even mathematics much, he had studied philosophy. But the college gave him admission, telling that he has an urge to study this one, so asked him to take 2-3 courses beforehand, so that he is in a level where he can do his computer science. So whatever course you have already taken, it should not deter you from advancing and making your career a broad base so that when you pass out also you can get job in any industry. So we can, what I'm thinking is, if you think there are people who would like to hear all these things, I can call one of the university, and Dr. TPS will be also there, you can be there, and the university, some of the directors or somebody, international program people will come and talk about various things, and we'll open out a QA session so that everyone can ask questions. And
what I can suggest is we'll schedule a general orientation, okay?
Yeah.
Probably we could get audience participants from the Philippines. I need to market that. For example, interested to study abroad, okay, orientation on something like that. So you give me the universities, okay, and I'll try to make a poster, and then we set a date, and I'll invite graduates, undergraduate students, those who want to go to college, and also those who wish to pursue graduate studies in the US. So, but basically what I need now is a very brief, probably black and white policy that you have, programs that you have from 360, okay, and also empowering me as your, let's say, a representative in the
we'll we'll come up with some ideas on that one. And what I'll do is I'll also talk with one of the universities and come up with a date, maybe 2-3 weeks we'll give time, and then I'll come up with a Google form, open Google form. I'll send it to you so you can look at it, and once you think, okay, this is a form, I can send it to the students or whoever is interested. You broadcast that form, and in that we'll ask the students' interest, what they want to study and stuff like that. So when we have the program, we know the type of students that are coming, and then we can create a flyer. I'll show you some of the flyers which we normally create, so you can come up with your own style of flyer, and we can give the name of the university that is going to come, and you can put all the information, and we'll give the Google Meet or the Zoom invite for the particular date we'll give, and that also you can propagate to your people, and everyone logs in at that particular time, and we'll have a discussion. We'll open out the platform for the students, so whoever wants to take advantage, we are ready to handhold the students from the very beginning and tell them these are the things needed. And it is not that complicated if you know the process.
Chandra,
if you don't know,
probably the 3-4 universities website, I don't know whether I shared with Mario or not.
Yeah,
we could share with Mario, and then Mario can decide which university he opts, probably.
Okay.
And better to get a generalist than a very special subject person, so that general admissions are, because Mario, I know he can gather people of thousands. So it has to be generic.
Yeah, generalistic approach we will take. We will not get focused into the depth of the subject. We will not process. Say like one subject can be, when you get into the depth, means computer science is there, biomedical engineering is a lot of areas is there, and some of the departments would like to come and talk, but we'll get a person who can generally talk about all the programs. Say like Peter, last time you remember, Peter is able to give an overall view of the whole thing. So if it is UNT London, means we can get Peter, we can get or else we can get somebody from MSU, we can get, or else from SFA we can get. We'll give it.
So Mario, did I share you the university names?
Yeah, I think so, but I think here again, what other interesting things that we have is that, Filipinos are very much interested to get an honorary doctorate. Do you also have some universities who could give this particular?
No.
Doctorate?
Honorary.
No.
Honorary
what did he say? I didn't understand.
No, honorary doctorates.
Honorary doctorates.
No, this is like a very rigorous coursework where you can study and then learn physically in the US. That should be the first priority.
Yeah, honorary doctorate I have not heard much in US. It has to be very top level people only they might be giving. I don't think they give like that. I have not heard much about honorary doctorate. I think in India it is common, like right, Dr. TPS?
No, Chandra, during this digital world, it has become a fun and joke for people to get honorary doctorates from. Yeah,
that's what I
they're all only Facebook and WhatsApp universities. They have no existence at all. They in India it has become a money making process. They charge 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees and then sell doctorates. To get a market, they will give it to a lot of people and then they advertise this person got doctorate from a university, this person got doctorate from a university, and then advertise. And people who are at the lower level who aspire to get are being cheated by taking a lot of money. So it has become a big business.
Yeah, I think Dr. Mario, US it is very rigorous for getting a doctorate, and at least 4-5 years people will have to toil for getting a doctorate. It's not that easy, and that much money will have to spend. Of course, some of the money from the grants and all the department might give, but still it's a very rigorous event. So that, of course, PhD events are there, even forestry PhD. Is there any PhD you can think of it we could get? In fact, the UNT has a PhD in many subjects, but honorary doctorate I have not heard.
Okay. Another one is that, of course, collaborating with you would also mean, something incentive to Lead Philippines. Do you also give, whenever I give you X number of students, 10 students, what do we get from,
we have to think about that one, because I do get a little benefit from the university, because I don't take any money from the students who are coming. That is the condition I have with the universities in US. And so whatever money I'm getting, I'm willing to share a part of it with whoever is going to give me that students. At the same time, entering into a big contract means there are a few things we will have to keep in mind, is because the university gives me the contract and I don't want to get into a contract with another organization on a contract level. The reason is, if anything you are violating, I also become a part of that violation. You understanding? Because all the flow downs, the university give me a contract for 10 pages contract, and all the flow downs I had to make you also agree for that one. That's a very cumbersome process which I started for some, but when they see all this rigorous conditions the US is putting on them, then they will say, oh, we want to change this to this, and then it becomes really a wasteful exercise trying to negotiate the contract. So what we thought is, we will not get into an elaborate contract with any other organization, but we will have an understanding with the organization. Say you have an organization and you are giving us say 10 or 50 candidates. So based on that one, we will give you a certain amount of money. We'll look at the numbers, we can look at that one, and it can be given to your organization or to any other charity or something like that we can give, but we can incentivize you for the students you are able to provide us. That me and Dr. TPS have come up with a working plan for that one, so that we don't have to.
Yeah, Professor Mario, one point can be seen is while explaining the fee structure Chandra was mentioning. Originally it is $20,000 per year.
Yeah.
But Chandra was mentioning, if you go through BRIDG360, it can come down to maybe $10,000 to $15,000. Right. That means there is a straight cut on the fees which students have to pay to the university if you go through this BRIDG360. Right. So university is also relaxing and giving the benefit to the students indirectly. So I am sure the students will become your messengers tomorrow to tell that you can go through BRIDG360, and I am sure that portion of that can be always shared to Mario if they are coming from Philippines through Mario.
Yeah, definitely. it has to be a win-win, Mario, for you, me, the students, and more importantly, it will be a win-win. The maximum benefit will be for the students because they get an opportunity to express themselves in US and make a good living or career or whatever it is. So, and in that process, we make a little money out of it. So that is definitely there. It has to be a win-win. But I'm not in this one for making money. So that is not my intention because my making money part is almost over. But whatever comes when we are doing our passion, I'll accept it. That's my hypothesis, or that is my way of doing things now. Okay.
Yes.
And
Okay.
we can have a general contract. We can have a one-page simple contract. We can have between our understanding. We can have it. Need not be a long-drawn contract where I create all the flow downs from the university. I don't want to get into that one because for you also there will be limitations to say, because the university will say if you break any of the contract, then you will be liable for all the legal expense for the blah 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 blah. They will write, and then it becomes very scary for others when they see that one. So that's why I don't want you to be doing that one. In spite of that one, we can do the business.
Okay. Yes. Very interesting and I think very promising. Another thing probably is that of course if IELTS is very well, it's mandatory. So what we can do is to have it in our company, in our organization. So in that way, we also earn something from IELTS if that's
Exactly. Yeah.
So
The-
and then
I know. Yeah.
and then they would go straight directly to 360 for their application and just incentive coming from you because sometimes if they would ask questions which you could not probably clarify, that would give them a lot of doubts. So they could go straight to your company and inquire and do
Yeah.
this particular processing and procedure.
Yeah, Mario, let me tell you another point also. See, since I'm based in US and I know this 4-5 university personally, the head of the universities I know personally, I can take the phone and call these people and talk about a candidate. Now, normally when students globally, when they apply to US, they don't apply to just one university. They apply to maybe 5, 10, 15 like that because they don't know. Many of the applications, they won't get any response at all. But in our case, God willing, I've been able to get response to all the students. So I have a confidence that if I recommend a student, we'll have a conference with the student and I talk to the student, I understand this eagerness to study and all that thing, and I give my piece of the recommendation to the university and recommend that, hey, this is a good guy and he has a good motivation, academic skills and all. You would like to get into this, and 95% of the time they will get the admission. So that much I can almost assure, and that also we can get the options pretty fast, maybe within a week time, sometimes even within 48 hours and all, I'll get a response telling that, yeah, let him come through the normal process. I'm just taking the application of the student. Application means just what is this, final year, not the final, the qualifying exams, mark list, and his statement of purpose and what he intends to do. Like that, if I take it to the top level international team leader and tell him, okay, this is the student. And then they flow it down to the particular department. Let's say he wants to study biomedical engineering, something like that. And they take it to that department, and if the department likes it, means immediately I'll get maybe within 48 hours, 72 hours, maximum maybe within a week, I should get a response and I'll be able to let the students know. So they don't have to be worried about applying to 5-10 universities and stuff like that. That is a benefit. And I don't intend to work with so many other universities which I don't have any control. This 3, 4, 5 universities I work with, but 2, 3 universities I have very good control. If I say means, and in one of the meeting, the university person also said that, right, DrTPS, yeah, you come through BRIDG360 and we'll give you this much of. That's what DrTPS was just referring to. So they get a good discount. So the students are really going to be benefited, and they'll be very thankful, and they'll be our ambassadors for your organization also. And this IELTS students, they prepare with the assumption that at least one of the universities calls me for this one. So if those people we tell, hey, you come with a good score, I'll get you a good college, means that itself is a good capture point for you.
So, Mario, you have IELTS training center too, a tie-up with somebody?
That's what.
Yes. We have here in our country.
Okay.
So, yeah, we usually conduct trainings, and we're connected with the British Council.
Do you do it online or physical?
Face to face.
Face to face, yeah.
Physical.
Okay.
Very good.
Nice. So we could maybe I can share the university websites and you can decide, and probably you come up with a date. The timing
you
is
come up with the date.
timing is little.
I'll also.
Timing is little. Because your early morning 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock to yeah. So probably which is the right time for you? Morning or evening, Mario?
I'm also available in the evening. It could be 9 p.m.
Yeah, 9 p.m. will be, Chandra will have 9 p.m., 9 a.m.
Yeah, we are almost 12 hours, I think. Yeah.
Yes. 12 hours difference, Philippines and the United States.
So maybe Chandra can tell whether it is morning.
I'm thinking of if it's 8 a.m. for us, it's going to be 8 p.m. for you.
Yeah.
Should be good, right? Yeah. The students will be at home, and 8 p.m. is okay for us to start a meeting. So it's not that bad. Okay, and we'll have it on a weekday. Let me also talk with 2-3 of these people and find out what is the tentative window of dates I'll come up with, and then you can choose from that date also. That's one way. And I'll send you some of the old event flyers. We can send DrTPS to, so he can come up with their own flyers with whatever information, and we'll give the name of the university and stuff like that. We'll give.
Okay, that would be great. So what we could do is to really plan for a schedule for orientation every day. Okay, we present the universities. What are the fees? What are they could just see the university for whatever program they would offer.
Yeah.
And you discuss about the package and probably.
Okay, Dr. Maria, there's another thing also you have to keep in mind. Let's say we open out this thing, the university name to all the people, and they don't have to necessarily come through Professor Maria or DrTPS or Chandra. They can directly apply to the university, and we cannot stake a claim for that one. Okay, because it has to come through Professor Maria, it has to come, or we should know that because it has to be funneled through our company for us to get any benefit. If any student knowing this information from the online or web approaches the university, means the university takes the student and we don't get any benefit, and the student, whether he gets a scholarship or not, all we don't know. So these are all the things which I said. If it is funneled through us and we go to the university, I think you got the point, right?
Yeah, one disadvantage for the students will be they will not get this fees concession if they go directly. Yeah, but the students may not know that, so they lose.
The students may not know that.
So they lose that much on the fees concession or scholarship which they get.
So I can give you the name. We can give you to Person Mario. We can share, but don't share all this information to the students with the names of the university and all, because then they can like anyone can go to the web and search and go to a university. So we cannot stake any claim, and we don't get a single penny from the university because people are coming from Philippines and studying. What claim we can say? For that, first of all, the resume has to go through me. Okay?
Yes, because of course I really would want our students here to transact with a physical office, with all the documents.
You can, You can forward it to us, or else you can say that Chandra, this is a student is coming, and just give. And once the student give our email ID, I'll give to us DrTPS or my email ID, and then it comes to me. Then once I communicate with the university, there will be a copy to the student also. Okay. Even my first mail, when I communicate to the university, it will be copied to the student. Only the student will be copied. I cannot copy to another agency. I cannot copy. I will be copying to the student, telling that we can put BCC to you so that you are aware that this is being initiated from my side. Okay.
And maybe in the near future we could also think of getting the university representatives physically to Philippines in case if there is a good response. There is a good response.
Yeah, in fact, if we have a good response, two more things can happen, Professor Mario. Next time when they are making international trips means we can come to, because some of the universities already asking me to come to India with them, so that I go with them. So Philippines also we can come, that is one. Another thing which we did not touch upon is the universities in Philippines can have collaboration with US universities. That will be a second stage. Once a particular universities and good students, and they realize, oh, the students coming from here are very good, very academic, very prospective students are coming, means they know the name of the university, and then we have an option to tell them, hey, we would like to see some collaboration, say like tuning programs like if it's a degree program, say computer science, 2 years you study in Philippines, and 2 years you come and study in US and you get a US degree. So you have to spend only 2 years here. So there are a lot of options like that, guest lectures and stuff like that. But that will be a second stage where we have to show the credibility of the students coming from a particular university.
Yeah, another option which Chandra and we were discussing recently is after grade 12, after schooling, if they like to go to medical sciences.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, go ahead. You can.
Medical sciences, there is no MBBS which is equivalent to a doctor practicing medical practitioner in India. They don't have in US, but they have an MD which is higher than that. So we were discussing about getting students after +1, +2, grade 12 to join for 2 years program like a BRIDG program in India, then go to US and complete their medical education. It's a little tougher one, but yes, there are options available in such cases also. Correct, Chandra? Mario, maybe Philippines are showing a lot of interest in medical sciences because we see in the Gulf lot of medical practitioners Philippines, right?
In fact,
most of the nurses are either Indians or Philippines.
Exactly. And even my neighbor is a Philippines lady, gynecologist. She works in the local hospital, and she came here many years back, and she's having a thriving practice. Dr. Julian Alindada, that's her name. There is a lot of interest in the Philippines, but of course, a lot of rigorous study and all will be needed.
Maybe,
like I said,
maybe Mario, as we go, we can add a little more, maybe different programs and
expand the portfolio.
Look for a longer association, and probably these are all some things which we were discussing, because in India people like to go to US to become a doctor. It's a big tough job. So we are finding some methods of making them doctors in US.
And India, we have a very good method, like you start in India for 1 year, then you come to West Indies, one of the islands, and then come to US. And it's a beautiful method.
It doesn't restrict the Philippines also to come to India for 1 year and then go to West Indies and then come to US.
Yeah, it's a tedious process.
So it can be really international.
Yeah.
But we have also a lot of Indians coming to the Philippines to take nursing, or medicine, medicine and they go back to India.
No, that also
know,
can be
I-
worked out. Mario, we can have a dialogue. I can send students
Dialogue,
to
yeah.
Philippines for nursing and medical also.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we are the suppliers of nurses abroad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if
See,
you
Mario, in my career, I was working in Saudi Arabia as a factory manager in engineering construction engineering firm, and all the technicians were from Philippines. Because
Yeah.
that is the trend there. The technicians will be from Philippines, electricians and lathe workers. Everyone will be from Philippines.
I think
And the
Chandra,
laborers will be from India.
very close to the equator, people are very active. So the South India and then Philippines have got the same blood.
Yeah, and I think the Philippine government at that time they had a rule they will not send laborers to Saudi Arabia. I used to be in Riyadh, so all the laborers will be from India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh like that. But the technicians, electricians, and lathe workers and all, if you are a technician, you'll be basically from Philippines.
Yes.
And so I knew the lifestyle of the Philippine people. I had all the technicians coming from Philippines, so I'm very familiar with that one.
So we will work with the date, Mario, and then
Yeah,
Mario is
Yeah, Mario,
your
Mario, if you
WhatsApp is active.
Well,
DrTPS,
I am
create a group.
but then I also see my WhatsApp once in a while.
Yeah, Mario is not very active on WhatsApp.
Okay. So what is he active on? So that we can
Facebook,
exchange
Facebook,
this,
Facebook.
Facebook Messenger.
Facebook. I'm very bad in Facebook.
No, that's what I'm
Okay. I'll be active on Messenger if that would be the case.
Okay. So say for sending you all this information about the colleges and all.
No, we can create a group or maybe once you send
I
that,
think we can create a group, DrTPS, create a group with 3 of us in Facebook so that we can exchange.
No, but
daily-
Chandra is not active on Facebook. Let us see how do we make it. Yeah,
Yeah, group in WhatsApp also.
yeah. WhatsApp also we can make it and then maybe for this purpose.
Okay.
Good enough.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you almost spent 1 hour, and thanks for your time, Professor Mario, and I really appreciate we could come to the stage where we can.
That's all,
towards,
Mario. Any more questions, Professor Mario?
Yeah, from time to time I could probably get in touch
Yeah.
with you if there are queries. Thank you so much for your time and
Glad.
hope to see
Okay.
you. Okay.
Have a good day. Okay.
Glad.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.